Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you to be here and be part of this session. In a few moments, we will begin the sharing session on how to teach pronunciation. My name is Lisma and I am the Master of Ceremonies today. We kindly ask you to keep your camera on and your microphone muted throughout the session to ensure the best experience for everyone. Thank you for your cooperation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And may peace be with us as all. Dear honorable guests, our trainer, Mr. Razan Horil Fadli, and most importantly, all participants joining us from across Southeast Asia. Welcome to the sharing session on how to teach pronunciation. Before we begin, let's capture this moment together. Please turn on your camera so we can take photo group. We'll take a few screenshots. So hold your smile for a few seconds. Okay, Mbak Sadia, are you ready?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, I will count. Please smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then next slide. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And last, smile. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, today is the final session of our training program for this month. Thank you all for your participation and enthusiasm. In today's session, we already have invited some participants from Myanmar, Thailand, Malaysia, and of course Indonesia to share their experiences and reflections on the program. So we also encourage everyone to join the discussion. Please feel free to share your thoughts, experiences, or ask questions. We hope this session will be a great opportunity for all to learn from another. All right, without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Razan to lead the session. Mr. Razan, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, the session is now yours. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Ms. Risma, for the opening. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are well right now today. Well, we've met before, but let me introduce myself again. My name is Razan Hoiril Fadli. I'm going to be your facilitator / trainer for today sharing session. Please just take it relaxed and slow because right now, today's session, there's not a lot of discussion or substance because you already did that in the past asynchronous session, in the past 3 weeks to be exact. But I'm just gonna recap a bit about what we have learned in this course, how to teach pronunciation, and a little bit of sharing from several of our participants. Right now, I'm going to share my screen and basically recap a bit about what we've learned. Let me share my screen first. All right. So, as you have already gone through for the past 3 weeks, the 3 modules of how to teach pronunciation has a lot of materials, resources, and references for you to teach. In the first modules, this chart should be very familiar to you because it's used again and again. But in the first module, you've learned about, this phonemic chart, the stress pattern, and sentence stress, especially in Unit 1 and Unit 2, about the difference in the sentence if you want to stress some words in a sentence or even in syllables. And of course, the intonation and on how you pronounce a sentence, it could give some different meaning towards how you communicate it. And then on the second module, you've learned about difficult sound, learning in pairs. There are several materials about how to teach pronunciation in pairs. There's also several games and several methods that I check, even though I haven't implemented it all, but you can try to implement it even after this course when you try to teach pronunciation to your students. You also learn about buttons in pronunciation, the anatomical parts you can modify or you can press to learn how to teach how to pronounce several words in English. And of course, the preventing before correcting pronunciation of your students so that the incorrect pronunciation won't be a habit in the future. And on the third module, you also learn some terms in pronunciation, terms like linking, elision, intrusion, and assimilation, which you can implement and try to understand how to pronounce something or why certain words aren't pronounced, why there is another sound in between words in a sentence. That's very important in pronunciation itself. But for today's session, we are going to share with each other. We're going to share about our past learning experience the past 3 weeks. And as Ms. Risma has said, I believe we have currently 4 lovely participants that are going to share their experience. But for other participants that are attending this current session right now, you can also share when I prompt the questions by raising hands if you want to speak after the participants that I asked to speak. Or you can also share via the Padlet that Ms. Risma has shared several days ago, or by the Zoom chat. I will read it and comment on that. So without further ado, I believe we have 4 participants. Let me try to make sure that they are in the room right now. First, we have Mr. Hlamong Tan from Myanmar. Mr. Hlamong Tan, are you in the room right now?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you so much. And then the second one, we have Miss Ripka Tandi from Indonesia. Are you currently in the room, Miss?
Sir.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can hear your voice. Thank you so much. And then we also have Miss Noor Najiha Saad from Thailand. Are you currently in the room, Miss?
Yeah, I'm currently in the room.
Okay, thank you so much. And last but not least, we have Miss Nurul Aisyah Mardia from Malaysia. Are you currently in the room, Miss?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you so much for participating in the sharing session. So what I'm going to ask is basically the same questions that you've already filled in the Padlet, but maybe you could elaborate your answer or share your experience, share your answer to the other participants. So first of all, the question is, during these courses, during your learning experience, was there anything in the course that was new to you? And how that new thing can help you as a teacher or in your professional practice? Maybe I'll ask first Mr. Hlamong Tan to share his experience, these questions, if you would care to share with us, Mr.
Hi, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Lam Maltan. So I'm basically from Myanmar, but I'm not working in Thailand. So I've been teaching right now at the university, and I have also experience of teaching young learners, adult learners, sort of different ages. So I'm so glad to be part of the discussion. So first of all, anything new for me? So I think because I'm an English language teacher, I've been quite familiar with the phonetic symbols and stuff. So they're not quite completely new to me, but I took the opportunity, this call as an opportunity to sort of revise what I have learned, what I have known. Those are very great. But the new things are about elision, assimilation, and other, intrusion. So these features are basically they are part of connected speech. So these are quite new to me. But I know some about assimilation, but I don't really have a clear sort of clarification between these terms and how they're important to the course and to my teaching practice. So after learning the course, because they give you so specific examples, so I have learned some of the thing that we need to understand as an English language teacher. For example, the change of the sound, especially like for example, assimilation. So for example, we would say white and bag. For example, if we say these two words separately, we will say white. It had t sound, but if we combine them, the sound change, it becomes wipe, not t. So sort of like this. So I can help my students to notice the sort of the difference when words are combined together. So this really helped me, especially when they're struggling with their pronunciation. I can help them. This is the way native speaker, the way people try to speak to make sure their pronunciation is smooth and it's easy to speak. I mean, quite fluently, sort of like that. So these things are very helpful to me and very new to me, and I think I learned a lot, especially specific activities and also examples. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hamilton, for your sharing experience and your insights. Even though you have experience, you still learn something new from the course, which you just said. Next is Miss Ripka Tandi. Maybe you could care to share your experience regarding this question.
Yes, thank you. My name is Ripka Tandi. I'm an English teacher at SMP Negeri 14 Palopo, Indonesia. And it is a great pleasure for me today to be here. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my reflection after completing the How to Teach Pronounce course. I truly enjoyed the learning experience, and I'd like to share a few key takeaways with you. Several aspects of the course were completely new to me. I learned many practical ways of teaching pronunciation through rhythm, weak forms, connected speech, minimal pairs, and physical awareness of the speech organs. Before taking this course, I often focused mainly on individual sounds, but now I understand that pronunciation is much broader and includes features that help learners to communicate more naturally and effectively. One of the most valuable lessons for me was learning that the goal of teaching pronunciation is not to make learners sound like native speakers. Instead, the real goal is to help them speak clearly, confidently, and intelligibly so that they can communicate successfully with others. And this idea changed my perspective as a teacher and reminded me to focus on communication rather than perfection. I also appreciated the many practical classroom activities and teaching strategies presented throughout the course. They are simple, engaging, and easy to adapt to different learning contexts. So overall, this course has given me greater confidence and inspired me to take pronunciation practice a regular and meaningful part of my English lessons. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ripka Tandi, for sharing your experience and about learning new things in this course. Next is Ms. Noor Najia Saad. You care to share your experience regarding this question?
Can you listen to me clearly?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, good. So let me introduce again. My name is Nadia. I am English teacher from the southern part of Thailand. Just now, there's someone from Myanmar say that you teach in Thailand, right? So I am from the southern part of Thailand. Actually, before joining this program, my main focus before is teaching speaking and listening skill. But I know that pronunciation is also important actually because it's a part of communication. Because currently I'm doing my master degree in communication. That's why I like focusing on that. And that's one of the reason that I decided to join this program actually. So actually, as far as I noticed, because last time my focus is on speaking and listening, right? And last time I always correct my student pronunciation when it's necessary. And I had never learned how to teach pronunciation before in a systematic way. So all the module that I did last time was new for me, especially about the connected speech, about the word stress, sentence stress, like as I remember the model 3, focusing on linking, elision, intrusion, and assimilation. That's one of the new things for me. And I'm so glad that I got to join this course and got to learn about this. So it will be more, in teaching, we also have to have the rules. If we don't know the rules, then how can we teach in a correct way? Even though we are not a native speaker, in Thailand itself, English is a foreign language. So that's why I think it's important for the student to learn how to pronounce correctly, even though they always influenced by their own dialect or slang. So most of it is one of new things for me, but I'm happy, really happy to learn how to teach pronunciation, because as for me, as a teacher, we not only to teach, but we also have to learn on how to teach. Yeah, something like. Yep.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Najiha, for sharing your experience. You're right.
Yes.
It's important as a teacher not only to teach, but also to learn.
Yes, on how to teach.
Next, and last but not least for these questions is Miss Nurul Aisyah Mardiah. Miss Nurul, if you care to share experience.
Right, thank you. Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. So my name is Nurul Aisyah Mardia binti Arifin, and I'm currently teaching as a part-time English language instructor in University Kebangsaan Malaysia. So I'm actually don't teach specifically on pronunciation. So my courses is more on academic writing and more on academic presentations. So throughout this learning throughout this course really has been an eye-opener for me. Right. I'm particularly much like previous sharing said, I'm familiar with the phonemic chart, sounds, intonation and stress, and also connected speeches, all the basics of pronunciation. But in terms of, developing activities or adapting or adopt activities in classroom is a different thing. So learning concepts, new concepts, like much like previously the previous speakers share as well, like elisions and all those are particularly new to me. And it was really interesting because I'm sure that my students were not aware of this, if to say, because they don't really learn in depth on these particular concepts. So certainly going through all the modules really was an eye-opener. I gained new knowledge, new experience as well. And also I was able to adapt some of the activities, like use some of it, like a simple exercise in class, just so that my students also are aware of this. So yeah, that is my experience throughout the course.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Nurul Aisyah. Now we can continue to the next questions. Now the questions are regarding challenges. So in the second questions of the Padlet, the questions is, are there any challenges that remain unresolved even after completing the course? Let's begin again with Mr. Hlamautan. If you care to share your experience regarding this, thank you.
Yes. So for me, like personally, I still need to explore more about features of a connected speech. for example, I know about the specific example about each feature, for example, assimilation, like intrusion, but we still need to find more example of the words, and we have to figure out what we struggle with the pronunciations, because because my because English is not it's basically my third language, so I am a trilingual speaker. So my mother tongue language doesn't have some sounds that we have in English. So I also speak Burmese, which is Myanmar national language, but it's my second language. So there are also some sound differences in sound. So for me, my challenge is I'm still trying to figure out some of the specific sounds that I struggle as an English language speaker, and the way that I produce sound. So these are the things that I still need to find out. So it's basically sort of learning more about the pronunciation and the words, and analyzing the sound, the words. So it's really helpful for me. So this is one of the big challenge. Another challenge might be maybe intonation. Sometimes based on the intonation, we have to figure out like whether the person emotions or stuff like that. So I think I still struggle with identifying their emotions, because based on the stress and the intonation, the meaning can completely change. It can be, we can change the meaning. So that's also another struggle. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Halmontan, for sharing the challenges you still need to find a solution for. Next, still regarding challenges, I want to welcome Ms. Ripka Tandi. Could you care to share your experience? Should you have any challenges regarding this course?
Okay. Although the course has provided many practical strategies, there are still some challenges in applying them in my teaching context. For example, limited classroom time, large class sizes, and students' lack of confidence often make it difficult to provide enough pronunciation practice and individual feedback. To address these challenges, I plan to integrate short pronunciation activities into my regular English lesson rather than teaching pronunciation separately. I also intend to use pair and group work, simple audio recording tasks, and digital resources so that students have more opportunities to practice both inside and outside the classroom. And most importantly, I believe that creating a supportive learning environment where making mistakes is seen as a natural part of learning will help students become more confident and willing to speak English. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ripka, for sharing not only the challenges, but also your proposed solution to try to overcome those. Next is Ms. Najiha. If you care to share your experience regarding the challenges in this course.
Okay, so basically it will be straight to the course itself, right? As I remember, because it's been 2-3 weeks before I took the course, as I remember last time I had the challenge. I mean, I have, as a normal person, we always need to read twice to answer the question well, right? So last time, yeah, I did. I had to read a few times about the question about the modules, but then I can answer it. I think I can answer it very very well, even though not that perfect, but still. But I think to use that challenges to be applied to my students soon is, like I said this now, I'm from southern outside of Thailand. English is a foreign language, and usually students will have very limited opportunities to use English outside in the classroom, because I think because of their pronunciation too. That's why it is important to learn pronunciation, right? Because in daily life, of course, they will use Malay or Thai in the daily speaking activity. So for me, what can I say? after I do the course, I know that some of the words like or something like confusing words can be one of the challenges for my students or for the Thais to pronounce well. But for me as a teacher during the course, I took the challenges as one of the opportunity actually to learn. Because gladly, through this course, like the SEAQIL have not only one chance to answer the question, we can still repeat the question. We can still check the answer. So that's why it's not really a challenges, but it's kind of good module, good skill for teachers to learn in order to adapt and apply with our skill as a teachers soon, especially in our place, something like that.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Najia, for sharing. Last but not least, for challenges, Ms. Nurul Aisyah Mardia, if you care to share your experience regarding challenges you faced during this course.
All right. So the challenges that I faced was probably familiarizing myself with the new concepts that I've learned from the course. So like linking, elision, intrusion, and assimilation. So going through the exercises, especially in the, if I'm mistaken, in module 2, I think, going through all the exercises really helped me to understand deeper, and also with the audio, okay, much like Miss Najia said, yeah, we can, answer repeatedly, can check back. It was really helpful for that. I think also apart from that, adapting the activities or the strategies that are being shared throughout the course is one of the challenges in applying what I've learned into my classroom, because here English is the second language. But then again, similar to Miss Najiha's experience, the students don't have quite the opportunities to use the language, especially outside the classroom. So they will use mainly inside the classroom, and having to share, some or adapt some of these activities in the lesson, as pronunciation is not a sole subject. It's integratively being teach alongside with other skills. So that was quite a challenge itself in applying what I've learned.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Nurul Aisyah, and other participants who have shared their experiences regarding the challenges and how to overcome them during learning in this course. Next is questions number 3 is, if you could give just one reason why English teachers should complete this course, what would it be? Well, maybe if you have other reasons, that's fine. Doesn't have to be just one. But I will invite back again Mr. Hlamau Tan to share his insights regarding this, if you care to share.
Yes. Well, I think this course is a very resourceful course for English language teacher. First of all, you will learn new concepts and new theoretical knowledge about pronunciation. So pronunciation is not very simple. It has so many features like connector, speech, intonation, stress, word stress, sentence stress. So as an English teacher, we will learn more about the concepts of pronunciation. So that's a good thing. And another thing is you will have a chance to really analyze the sounds, and it will also help you to notice the challenges that you struggle in your language. So you see the challenges, so you see the challenges of your students, so in a way that you can help them by adapting some activities from the course. So this is a great thought. And obviously the last one is resources. There are great, they give so many activity examples, so we can use them in our teaching practice. So it's really, really helpful for all of us. So it's basically organized, and you can get so many ideas from the course. So it will help you a lot, especially teaching. And obviously, it will also change your perspective about your pronunciation, why you are struggling with a certain words or sort of like that. And the point is not to have a native speaker accents. It's okay, because our mother tongue, the way our mother tongue language heavily influenced the way we speak a second language. So sort of different perspective, and it would change your perspective as a teacher.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hamilton. And yeah, you're correct about the resources. It's something that is quite plentiful and something that you can also use even after the course is finished. Next is for Miss Ripka Tandi to share her experience regarding this question.
Yes, okay. If I could give just one reason, I would like to say that every English teacher should complete this course because it provides practical classroom-ready strategies that can be applied immediately in different teaching contexts. More importantly, it changed the way we think about teaching pronunciation by emphasizing clear and intelligibly communication rather than achieving a native like accent. As a result, teachers can curate more engaging pronunciation lessons and help learners speak English with greater confidence and effectiveness. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ripka Tandi, for sharing. Next is Ms. Najiha. If you care to share your insights about this.
Sure. As an educator, we also as a learner. So this is a platform for us as a teacher or as an educator to learn not only about teaching skills, but in every skill that we need to teach. So of course, this course will help teachers to understand on how to teach pronunciation better and also effectively, not only to pronounce English correctly. Because last time before I joined the program, I know that pronunciation was important, like what Ms. Nurul said just now, integratively being teaching, because pronunciation is integratively being teaching alongside the other skill. So usually we're not really focused on that skill, right? But after I realized, after I did the module and after I learned like a lot of skills from the pronunciation, it was very important. But as a teacher, we not always know how to teach. That's why we are here to learn. And then it's also in a practical way. And also, if this course is continue, I really wish that another teachers to also join this course because it's very helpful to you. Maybe not in a long way, at least in a short way, but it gives you benefits to help you to be a better educator. And I'm sure that this course, if we focus on it, if we really focus on this course, it will provide useful strategies and also activities that we as an educator that we can apply in our classroom. So it's very important, maybe not only for English teacher, but for different subject too, as long as this course is help you to learn on how to teach. So please do so. Yeah, that's my recommendation actually.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Najiha. Last but not least is for Ms. Nurul Aisha.
As for me, to be a good teacher, one should never stop learning. So it is as there is always something new that we can learn and teach to our students. So much like this course, I've learned new concepts that I've never known before. And yeah, in that way, it helped me to further understand concepts in pronunciations and how I can help my students understand the same thing, or at least make them aware of these concepts. Also, with the course, we have both asynchronous and synchronous learning throughout, where for most of it we do the course by ourselves, but we also have sharing session. We have the preliminary session before this, and I think with the WhatsApp group. It would really help if, if we can actually share with other teachers as well of our experience going through the course. So I think there's nothing to lose when it comes to improving and learning in order to, improve our skills as a teacher. So I think, those are the reasons that one should join the course.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nurul and other participants. Now for the last questions, which I think is the most unique because this is very specific to each of the participants' country. But specific in your country, what is the pronunciation challenge that your students face and how to solve it based on the course? I'm going to invite back Mr. Hlamong Tan for this question.
Yes. So for me, I come from Myanmar. So normally the Burmese students usually struggles with the ending sounds. So for example, we especially regular verbs. For example, we have cry, C-R-Y, crying. So they will normally pronounce cry. And the ed, the past tense, C-R-I-E-D, cry, they will also say cry. So basically the same sound. So, but in fact, in English pronunciation, there are different because C-R-I-E-D is t sound, the end is crying, sort of like this. So the students, they don't usually pronounce the ending sounds, and they just basically speak the same way. Okay, for example, walk, and also past tense W-A-L-K, walk, and the past tense is W-A-L-K-E-D. They will pronounce the same, but it's different because when we add ed, the sounds big change. We have t sound, or we have sometimes d sound, sort of like this. So we Burmese students sometimes they don't pronounce the ending sound, so that's why they struggle, because in our language we don't have the ending sounds. So that's why the first language really influenced the way we speak English, because our first language doesn't have ending sound, so the student don't usually pronounce ending sound. So sometimes that makes the pronunciation a little bit confusing or something kind of like that. And because I work in Thailand, and some students also struggle with particular sound. For example, normally we would pronounce university. We have the sound, but some student with a university, Thai student would say university. So they don't really have the sound. So that's why when they speak in English, it's difficult for them. So they replace with some of the closer sound, so sort of like this. So this is the struggle. So as a teacher, if we understand, okay, they say university, which means we analyze why these students are continuously saying university instead of university. We now know because of their first language, and as a teacher, we have to find out the way to address, and we understand that's their struggle. So yeah, that's how we can help as a teacher. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Hlamong Tan. Next is Ms. Ripka.
Thank you. I'm not speaking about Indonesia in general, but specifically about the context for my school. In my teaching context at SMP Negeri 14 Palopo, Indonesia, one of the biggest pronunciation challenges is that many of students grow up speaking their local language at home and use Indonesian mainly at school. As a result, English is truly a foreign language for them, and they have very limited exposure to natural English pronunciation outside the classroom. Because of this, students often pronounce English words based on Indonesian spelling patterns, have difficulty producing unfamiliar sounds, and lack confidence when speaking English. So based on what I learned from this course, I will apply the knowledge and practical techniques I have gained in my own classroom, because I believe that strategies introduced in this course will help me teach pronunciation more effectively and make learning more engaging for my students. By consistently putting these ideas into practice, I hope to help my students become more confident and more intelligible English speakers. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, Ms. Ripka. Next is Ms. Najia.
Actually, just now, Mr. Mountain, if I'm not mistaken, has already mentioned a lot of challenges among Thais before, because you also teach in Thailand, right? Yeah, it is. Because in Thailand, there are so many consonants that are absent. And then Thai students use, mostly they replace them with the familiar sound. For example, like like thing, for example, like thing. So it will be thing, because they don't have the in Thailand. So, and also like V, like a university, like you said, you mentioned earlier. Yeah, it would be university because we don't have V. We use W. So that's actually there are a lot of challenges with the pronunciation among Thai learners in Thailand, especially because, yeah, like I said, a lot of consonants that they are absent in Thailand, and they used to say what they already used to listen before, and they use that. I think you know, if whenever you listen to the Thais speak English, is they have their own slang. There's the slang based on the what their first language was. So yeah, that's one of the biggest challenges for me actually as a teacher. But yeah, I did try. I mean, as a teacher, we cannot like just continue with what we think is not correct. We will keep trying to make them to correct them, even though the slang is not is I mean the slang is not a problem, but still we did try to make them to use better pronunciation whenever they use English. Like, yeah, like so many obstacle. Still, we need to face it very well as a teachers, as an educators, to help them to to teach something like that. It's not that it's not that difficult, but still it's a challenges for teacher to teach pronunciation, because they also influenced by what they heard. If we as a teacher, we pronounce different pronunciation that it should be, they will also follow the same. So that's why teacher also need to learn on how to teach pronunciation in order to help them with the challenges with that. Yeah, simple for me.
Thank you so much, Ms. Najia. Last but definitely not least is Ms. Nurul Aisyah.
The challenges that students here in Malaysia face, I think, is pretty similar what those are experiencing in other countries, much like what I've heard just now from Mr. Hulamang Tan, from Ms. Ripka, from Ms. Najiha. I know it sounds repetitive, but yeah, similarly, here students also cannot tell. I'm not sure if they are unable to tell the difference, but yeah, same like three. Okay, the students here also use the, I would say, simple sound. Instead of three, with the th sound, they would say like tree. Now it becomes another word. So that is one which I think is very interesting, because pretty similar to what students in other countries are experiencing. But also here in Malaysia, one of the challenge that I think in terms of when they are presenting, students here tend to be monotonous in a way when they are presenting. They don't have, when we are using English, we have to, how to say, like the rhythm is there. If certain words are being stressed. But when they are presenting in English, as it is their second language, it is in a way similar to the way they are presenting in their first language, in a sense. I'm not sure if it's similar with students in other countries, but especially those who feel English is difficult in a sense, they will, present in a robotic way. There's no like stress to the words that should be stressed, because when we use English, some of the words need to be stressed. So that is one of the challenges that I face. And for this, I think with the course, especially on if I'm not mistaken, the third module, some of the exercise really help in a way. I use it in my class where I just to help them be aware of what they should be doing when pronouncing words, is to do some of the simple exercise. Like for example, if I'm not mistaken, I think one of the activities is on how to to work their mouth in a way, how to pronounce the words accurately in a sense. So that how to physically produce the sounds, how to, the who, what are the ways that they should move their tongue and mouth so that the sound is similar or native-like. So that are some of the challenges and also some of the activities that I use just so that my students are aware of this.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Nurul Aisha. I want to thank first to all the participants, Mr. Hamilton, Ms. Ripka Tandi, Ms. Nur Najiha, and Ms. Nurul Aisha, for sharing their learning experience, their challenges, and their unique obstacles in teaching in their own respective country. Sadly, I know that some of you already also wanted to share via Padlet or chat, but sadly our time has run out. So I apologize if I cannot accommodate to all of you participants in here. I hope from the sharing session that we had, you learned something new about teaching or even something else, practically and theoretically. So I would like to sincerely thank each everyone participants in here for joining us and joining this session. I truly appreciate your active participation and hope that this session has been a valuable learning experience for everyone. I would also personally like to apologize if there have been any shortcomings throughout today's session or throughout the learning courses experience for the past 3 weeks, whether in action, words, or the overall delivery. So thank you for the kind understanding. Again, thank you so much. I'm going to give the screen back to the MC, Ms. Risma. The screen is yours. Thank you, everyone.
Hello. Thank you very much, Mr. Razan. Yeah, thank you very much. And gentle reminder to all participants, before you leave the meeting, please ensure you have filled out the attendance form and evaluation form provided in the Zoom chat and the chat. Is it the evaluation form have shared by Miss Adia? Okay, not yet. Okay, please fill out the attendance form. Okay, thank you. All right, everyone, we've come to the end of today's session. On behalf of organizing committee, thank you very much for your participation. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience you may have experienced during the event. In a moment, we will give a short briefing on how to download certificate. If you need this information, please stay in the Zoom meeting or in the YouTube streaming. But if you don't have any issues and don't need the briefing, you're welcome to leave the meeting. And this briefing is only for participants from Indonesia, so it will be conducted in Bahasa Indonesia. If you are joining from another country and still have any issues, please contact me directly. Okay. Thank you once again. We hope to see you again in the future programs. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay. Baik. Baik, Bapak Ibu, terkait sertifikat ya. Untuk sertifikat dari British Council, apakah masih bermasalah?
Tidak, Bu.